welcome to Makin Scents. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome aboard. Today, we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Moschino, and it's Toy Boy. Stay tuned. Today we're going to be talking about a fragrance from the house of Moschino or Moschino or whatever way you say it. And we're going to talk about Toy Boy. I'm going to pull the bottle up here. This is a very clearly different bottle. Try to get that in focus. According to Fragrantica, the main accords are rose, floral, musky, woody, soft, spicy, fresh, spicy, aromatic, amber, citrus, and sweet. As you can see, you got the cap. Where's that bear? I wiped this down like 50 times and there's still dust on there somehow. The bottom is the bear's body, which you could see before. You have to pop the head off to get the spray out. Whoa, decapitating a bear. Spray is a black. Let's see if we can get that in focus as well. Yep, black sprayer, black nozzle. Now this one here, when it sprays, it doesn't do like a huge far out spray. It does more of a fine mist, almost like in the general area. So I'm not going to spray this on skin right now. I've sprayed it plenty of times now. I'm going to spray it on this tester strip. You see that like weird mist? I say weird mist, but it's fine. It just is a really fine mist, but it's wide versus shooting straight out. Now, the fragrance that we're talking about, Moschino Toy Boy, is... Watch it be Moschino. I wish to God I knew what it was, but I'm just going to say it the way that I believe it is. This fragrance ad campaign was a little bit racy to some people. It is what it is. It's fine by me. I was afraid to get this a little bit based on the notes that I had read originally, because one of the biggest notes noted is rose, and unless it's blended perfectly, rose is not always my favorite note in a fragrance. And now it's used in a lot of fragrances, and when it's mixed correctly, I love it. You know, it's beautiful. But if it sticks out too much, I'm not a huge fan of the heavy florals in that sense. Some of the white florals I'm okay with, but as far as just general rose, I'm not always the biggest fan. So once I read the breakdown originally, that kind of stuck out to me, and I was a little bit afraid. So needless to say, I'll tell you what I really think about this. There's a lot of hype behind this fragrance, and I've had it for over a year. I just haven't had a chance to do a review on it yet. So first and foremost, it's a very nice fragrance. Go with that statement. It's clean. It's fresh. It's like fresh. The floral part sticks out the most to me, even after I sprayed, of course. So it's floral, some sort of woodsy / fresh mix in there. And then there's some sweet undertones in a sense. I don't know exactly how to break that down to you, because that rose part sticks out like a sore thumb to me. So me personally, will I wear this a few more times? Yes, definitely. I'll wear it. I have to give it another shot, a little bit more. I haven't told you my complete feelings on it yet. I think it's a very pretty fragrance, and I say pretty. I don't find it to be something that I personally will ever really wear by choice. It's not going to be my go grab fragrance and be all excited about it. It also doesn't smell like a bunch of other fragrances out there. So it's definitely different. It's not your normal everyday designer fragrance by far and away. It's a twist or a take on something new, which is cool. That part was cool when I got it. I was excited to see that. And, you know, there's a lot of hype on this fragrance. People just love it. Best release of 2020 or 19, whatever year it came out. And people talked about that kind of stuff. For me, it's definitely not the best release of the year by far and away. It's a creative release. It smells very pretty. I'm going to say that again. But it's not one that I am excited about. There's nothing wrong with it other than the fact that rose is just too much for me. And I don't know if it's just some sort of a scent memory that it triggers, or that it puts me just in not the right place. But every time I smell it, there's just something that's off-putting about it to me. Again, it smells very pretty. Now, if a female was wearing this, walking by, or even a guy wearing it, walking by, maybe it'll smell great off of them. Maybe if it's just not on this tester strip or on my personal skin, because after even right now, there's just something not great about it to me. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice fragrance, just not a fragrance for me. I don't need to go too much further into it. Longevity, projection, all that kind of stuff. It projects for a while. Like I could smell this for 4 to 6 hours easily, and I didn't want to because of that rose note. Sounds like a jerk, but I'm just being honest with you. It lasted even beyond there. Overall, I don't remember if it was like 8 hours or whatever it was. When I finally just took off the sweatshirt I had on that day, threw it in the washing machine because it was just too much. The rose note, each time I've worn it, it just sticks out way too much. And I feel like I'm complaining about the rose. I should have kind of known that ahead of time. But I think if I do put this on again and decide to wear it one more time or 2 more times or whatever, and I'm going to let it sit because I'll absolutely give it more chances. It's not a bad fragrance at all. Just the rose part for me doesn't work. I'm going to attempt to put it on next time so that it doesn't get on any of my clothing at all. Because the clothing, of course, makes it carry a lot longer, last longer. And maybe that's what it is. I got it on my shirt, got it on something, my jacket maybe. And that's what was making it too much for me on behalf of the rose attribute. So maybe if I make sure I get it underneath my clothing first, get dressed, that might be the way to make this one a winner for me. Because again, there are nuances that really do smell nice in here, but that rose note just pushes through. But the citrus or... that rose kills me every time. But the other attributes, the fresh citrus and woodsy / sweet mix, those items are nice. Those smell good. If I could just get past that rose note, this thing would be a banger, I believe. And it might be to you. So if you're a fan of rose, if you're a fan of fresh, woodsy, a little bit spicy, it's not bad, like heavy spicy, but a little woodsy sweet, then this one might be for you. Check out a bunch of the other reviews online because just, a lot of people do love this fragrance and they might love rose a little bit or a lot more than I do. And that might be the one to check out for you. Is this worth buying? I'd say it's worth sampling. It's a designer, so it's probably available at all the big retailers now that, you can get out there and check them out and put your nose to some sort of a tester strip, possibly order a sample. But some of the big discounters have, really low prices on this anyways. So what I'll do is I'll check with a couple of sites and see if I can find links, put them inside the comments down below or in the description down below for you. All right, so that's a wrap. As you can tell, I might not be the biggest fan of Moschino Toy Boy or Moschino Toy Boy. Trying to get you in focus there. It is a really cool bottle. The sprayer has a wide mist. The product lasts, projects. You definitely get your money's worth if you're going to buy it. I still recommend trying it first because it's definitely different. It's a different type of a fragrance, in my opinion. But if you're a big fan of floral notes or especially that rose note, this one might be for you. Again, that's Moschino or Moschino Toy Boy. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this fragrance. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you love the rose note? Do you dislike the rose note? Is there something about this fragrance that stands out to you that really makes it different, or have you avoided it for a specific reason? Any of those comments, please feel free to share with me down below. I'm going to attempt or I normally do reply to each and every comment that goes down there. I love to interact with everybody. If you haven't done so already and you like this type of content, please consider subscribing, clicking the bell notification. And if you like this specific video, absolutely feel free to click that like button as well. I really do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.